Hello, listeners. Today is January 29th, and this is A Garden a Day with Maidenbrock Gardens. Today's garden was designated among the top 10 North American gardens worth traveling for by the North American Garden Tourism Conference. So where are we? Today, we are exploring Vallarta Botanical Gardens, 30 miles south of Old Town Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Puerto Vallarta might be known as a beach resort town, but if you move inland to the Sierra Madre Mountains, you will be amazed at what you will find. 1,300 feet above sea level in the tropical highlands, you will find a unique tropical dry ecosystem, and it is here that you will find the Vallarta Botanical Gardens. The garden was founded by an American, Robert Price, and opened in 2005. It totals about 79 acres, with 75 of those acres designated as a preserve. Hiking trails wind through the forest, and bird watching is a popular pastime here. There are over 200 native bird species in the area. Expect to see hummingbirds, macaws, woodpeckers, and maybe even an eagle or two. The garden includes over 3,000 different species of plants, including many native orchids, growing along the landscape paths as well as in the Orchid Conservatory. Orchid conservation and propagation is part of the mission of the Botanical Garden. The Orchid Conservatory exhibits nearly 300 native orchids and is the most extensive collection of orchids in Mexico. The native Mexican vanilla orchid is especially notable, and visitors will get the chance to learn how vanilla is made. A special culinary tour of the garden is available that includes a demonstration on making vanilla extract. This tour must be booked in advance. Cacao trees are also showcased in the garden, which entices visitors to learn the rich and delicious history of chocolate and the role chocolate has played in Mexican culture for over 1,000 years. Visitors will also find blue agave, or agave tequilana, the plant used for making tequila. Several garden displays are shown throughout, including a rose garden, tree fern grotto, palm garden, Mexican wildflower garden, and a carnivorous plant collection. The Vallarta Botanical Garden keeps two important collections of native trees, oak and magnolia. The magnolia collection includes 130 specimens of 7 species of magnolia. The oak collection includes 100 specimens of 12 species. A river runs through this garden, the Rio Horcones, and you are allowed to take a dip. Just be sure to bring your bathing suit and a towel. One of the most stunning sights in the garden is not a plant, but a work of art. Artists David Allen Burns and Austin Young installed a modern-day fresco made especially for Our Lady of the Garden Chapel located at the garden. Included in the design are hundreds of photographs of blooms from the garden, along with lithographs of native hummingbirds. One wall represents day, while the opposite wall represents night. Standing in the chapel, visitors will find themselves in a rainbow of life and joy. The chapel is available for weddings and even for moments of contemplation. The garden hosts educational opportunities throughout the year, including free tours for schools. There are a couple of garden rules to be aware of, so you might want to check out the garden's website before you go. Well-behaved pets are allowed on leash, but take note, there is wildlife in the preserve, including at least one jaguar, so know your dog before you go. Also, no outside food is allowed, but there is a restaurant on site. The mission of the Vallarta Botanical Garden is to create Mexico's foremost botanical garden for the propagation, study, discovery, conservation, and display of Mexican native plants, for the enjoyment and education of Puerto Vallarta's residents and our visitors. And a visit to this garden shows these folks are fulfilling their mission. Well, that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Join me tomorrow to see where we're going next. If you like A Garden a Day, please consider liking, following, or subscribing to the podcast. It lets you know when a new episode is available, and it lets me know you like the show. Also, if you're able, please consider giving the show a 5-star review. It really does help new listeners find our show. Thank you very much. If all goes well, I'll be right back here tomorrow. See you then.